What's going on, everybody? This your boy Isaiah, coming to you again from Bucs Locker. Subscribe, like, comment, share all my videos. Make sure you hit the notification button on this channel to notify you of all new videos that's posted on this channel. I'm back, folks. I am back in effect. Y'all thought I was gone. I just took a break. Took a long, well-rested break from the channel. Shouts out to Travis Johnson for making the video for the Bucs schedule. I will be making the video about the Bucs schedule. But this video is about tomorrow's draft. I know it's a little late, folks. But, you know, I had to make my predictions on who the Bucs going to draft in the first round, or who I think they might draft in the first round. So let's do a recap or rewind on the Bucs offseason real quick. And I'll just summarize it all up for you guys. The Bucs pretty much went to the trenches. They signed a couple of D linemen, Bo Allen, Jason Pierre-Paul, forgot the other guy's name, and Ryan Jensen on the offensive side, on the offensive line, to play center to move Ali Marpet to the left guard so he can be next to Donovan Smith. So it looks like, I know there was talks about Bradley Chubb falling down to the 7th spot, which I highly doubt it now. He will not make it to number 7. And if he does make it to 7, do we draft him? I don't know. I don't think so. But who knows? But so Bradley Chubb is crossed out. He will not make it to number 7. Okay. So the options are there for us to pick from these guys that I think will be sitting there, because the run of quarterbacks, you would say probably in the top 6, at least 4 quarterbacks are going to go in the top 6. In my take, you know, your Darnold, your Allen, your Baker, Josh Rosen. Well, yeah, 4 out of the top 6 picks will be quarterbacks, most likely. Now Rosen might fall, which will shake up the top 10. Who would pick what? So somebody might trade up. So if Rosen falls past 6, expect some calls. Or Allen or Rosen falls past 6, because I don't think Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold falls past 3, past the Jets. The Jets going to pick either Darnold or Baker Mayfield. The Giants is a wild card team. They're kind of weird. Do they draft a quarterback, or they take Saquon Barkley? Do they need? This is a good quarterback class to pick one, but we don't know. But Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold will not fall past 3. Josh Allen, he'll fall between that 4 and 12 range. The Broncos might pick him up, or they might pick Rosen. But the tricky position is the Colts. The Colts want to stockpile draft picks. Their GM, Christian Ballard, I believe, he wants to replenish the roster for the Colts. And we're sitting in a precarious position at 7, because it's not a high position. It's a high position, but it's not like, you don't get the top 5 players in the draft. But a top 5 player in the draft, as far as player-wise, might be sitting there for us to pick. So here's a scenario. Matter of fact, let me hold the scenario off. So here's the options. The Bucs can pick. It's going to be either somebody in the secondary or somebody in the secondary. Let's be real. Or it could be an offensive lineman. Quentin Nelson could be sitting there at 7, and we can draft him and put him on the right side, and we'll have a dominant O-line with the right tackle, Demir Dotson, Quentin Nelson, Ryan Jensen, Ali Marpet, Donovan Smith. That's a hell of a offensive line, and they're young, except for Demir Dotson. So that's a possibility if Quentin Nelson is sitting there at 7, if the Colts pass up on him. Because I believe the Colts will probably be the team that pick him. But if the Colts trade out of that 6th pick, and somebody like Buffalo or Miami or New England, they like Josh Rosen that much, and they trade up to get him, then pretty much we'll have a pick of the litter between Quentin Nelson, Minka Fitzpatrick, and Derwin James, which I think we'll probably end up picking one of those guys. So who do we pick? Denzel Ward. One of those guys is going to be sitting there. One of those 4 guys are going to be sitting at number 7. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I think at least 3 quarterbacks or 4 quarterbacks going in the top 6. And Rosen's that wild card. Rosen and Allen is the wild card. But I think 3 out of the top 6 be quarterbacks. So the question is, if who falls where, who do we pick? So if everything lines out right and it's time for us to pick, and Quentin Nelson and Derwin James and Minka Fitzpatrick, who has been falling on a lot of draft boards, which is interesting that he's been falling on a lot of people's draft boards the day before the draft, which is whatever reason they think that they consider Derwin as the better player overall, but whatever. And Denzel Ward is better than they think Denzel Ward and Derwin James are better than Minka Fitzpatrick, but that's neither here or there. The curious thing about it is what do the Bucs do? What does Jason Licht and Dirk Cutter do and Mike Smith? Because you know it's going to be defense. Do we pick Denzel Ward if he's sitting there? A cornerback, he's about 6 foot 5'11", great speed. He had a low completion percentage against him in college. He's an elite level cornerback. You know, of course, Ohio State has produced Marshawn Lattimore, Garrett Conley, so they have a history of producing good, secondary people. Malik Hooker, the safety, last year. So they got a lot of good players in the secondary, and Denzel Ward's the next star, I guess. If he's sitting there, do we pick him to go on the outside to take Brent Grimes' place? And eventually Vernon Hargreaves will slide back up to the outside. He will not be a nickel forever, being a first-round pick that high. He's going to have to go back outside. Or do we pick Derwin James or Minka Fitzpatrick? And, here's my take between those two. Derwin James is a bigger, more physical player, but Minka is more smarter. You could say Derwin James is more athletic because he tested better than Minka Fitzpatrick and ran just as fast, and he's bigger. He has a mean streak. He reminds me of a Sean Taylor type player, Ed Reed type player. He's very instinctive. He hits hard. He got that Cam Chancellor look with him. You know what I'm saying? Like that Keanu O'Neal look. 6'1", 220 pounds, running 4'4", 9'5", whatever you want to call it, 4'5", and pack a punch. And we need that aggression back there because safety help. And the good thing about Derwin James and Minka Fitzpatrick, they're both versatile. They can play multiple positions. You can move those guys around, and they're good blitzers. And we need versatile pieces back there because we got young Justin Evans, and then we got Vernon Hargreaves, and we got the old wily veteran and Brent Grimes, and then we got Chris Conte and Keith Tandy, who we signed for a 2-year contract. So the need for help is definitely the secondary. It just all depends on who fits the scheme of what Mike Smith like to do. I'd say, I can't call it because I like all three players. I like Denzel Ward. I like Minka Fitzpatrick, and I like Derwin James. I've seen Minka Fitzpatrick up live and close in person for the national semifinal game against Clemson. The dude is a beast. He shut down Clemson's go-to guy, Hunter Renford, the receiver from Clemson. Clemson like to throw that ball to the slot, and Minka Fitzpatrick shut that down. The dude can cover his ass off, and he's not a small dude. I stood next to him. I was right there. Minka Fitzpatrick is not small. Now, Derwin James is a bigger guy. He's just as fast. And he offers versatility. And he can be back there paired with, either one of them can be paired with Justin Evans. Minka might be a little bit more better cover guy. Probably is a better cover guy than Derwin James. But if I had to choose between the three, Denzel, Minka, and Derwin, I would choose between Minka and Derwin. You really can't go wrong because they both high-level players. And I like both of them. They offer a lot to the team as far as IQ, aggressiveness, skill, just football smarts. And we need guys like that in the secondary because the front 8 D linemen, I think we got a good depth. You know what I'm saying? We can stop the run, we can rush the pass. As long as Noah Spence is healthy, you got Bo Allen and the other defensive tackle we picked up, and Jason Pierre-Paul and William Golston, we got a nice little D line there. You know what I'm saying? Rotation, 6-7 deep. So it just all depends on, how do we handle this as far as secondary wise. I mean, pick one. Offensive line, we're pretty set there too, except for the guard position, one of the guard positions, and J.R. Sweezy's still on the team. So if we draft Quentin Nelson, we'll probably cut J.R. Sweezy. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the Cleveland and Indiana game. J.R. Sweezy, we'll probably end up cutting him if we pick up Quentin Nelson. So the first round is going to be kind of crazy. The top 10, top 12 picks are going to be crazy. Don't be surprised you see like 6 quarterbacks. Like I said, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen. What's wrong with my lights? Lamar Jackson, You know, five quarterbacks might go in the top 12 picks. And then don't forget about Mason Rudolph in the back end of the first round. So, you know, but here's a surprise too. What if Saquon Barkley falls to number 7? Do we pick Saquon Barkley? Do we pass up on Saquon Barkley for a secondary person? Because there's a chance, not a high chance, but there's a possibility that Saquon falls to 7 because the team need, because, you know, like I said, there's a lot of quarterbacks going in the top 7. If 4 quarterbacks go in the top 7, there's a great possibility, you know, we get one of those elite guys, on them 5 guys, you know, the cream of the crop. Quentin, Bradley, Saquon, you know what I'm saying? The non-quarterback position. Mika, Derwin, the elite non-quarterback guys. So it's going to be an interesting draft, especially like the top 12 picks. Quarterback crazy. The Jets, can they get it right? Can the Browns get it right as far as quarterback issues? It's been a while for them too. There's a lot of questions to be asked about the draft. You know, a lot of questions. On every player has a question. I mean, Mika has questions about his speed. Derwin James has questions about his, you know, football IQ, his too much aggressiveness. The surefire pick will be Quentin Nelson because there's no real issue with him. He's a insert day 1 guy, Pro Bowl, probably his first year. Dude's nasty. I seen the tape on him. Denzel Ward, he has questions about, you know, how good is he really? Can he match up against top tier receivers? Can he be a number 1 corner? So, you know, there's a lot of questions on guys that we can pick, but we just got to make the right pick. And I believe any one of those picks could be instant starters. Don't play around Jason Light. Don't play around Dirk. Don't play around Mike Smith. If you draft any one of those guys, they have to be instant starters. You can't pick a guy that high and he's on the bench. As soon as you draft that guy, whether it's Mika, Derwin, Denzel Ward, or Quentin Nelson, they are instant starters. Day 1. They are penciled in. Like, there you go. Starter. They're too high of a player, too much quality to be sitting them on the bench behind somebody. Nah. Because we sure do need secondary help. Very, very bad. I mean, bad. I mean, we still got Chris Conte. And y'all know how I feel about Chris Conte. I cannot stand him. I don't care. He can have a good game, you know, but he just don't make enough plays to be an impactful safety. We need some elite talent back there in that end, along with Justin Evans. Justin Evans is nice. He's going to be nice. But we need another guy behind him. Another guy side, right next to him, you know. And Mika and Derwin fits the perfect build. You know, they fit it. Denzel can help the secondary too. Outside, you know, on the cornerback, taking Brent Grimes' place eventually. Because I believe Brent Grimes is going to have a good season, even at 35. He take care of his body. So, with that being said, are y'all ready for draft day? Because I am. Tomorrow. I was going to go see Infinity Wars. But I said, nah, I want to watch the draft first round. Because I have not missed a first round in a long time. I've caught every first round every year in the last, 10 years maybe? Yeah, well, I'll say about last 8 years. I've caught every 9, 10 years first round every year. Don't miss them. I don't care what's going on. And I'll do a video tomorrow right before the Bucs pick. I'll do a live feed probably when the Bucs pick and see what we pick and do a reaction video for our pick at number 7. Or we could trade out. Who knows? Anyway, you tell me what you guys think about tomorrow's draft. The 2018 NFL draft. Who shall the Bucs pick? Y'all pretty much know where we're going to head at. O-line or secondary. Or maybe running back if it's Saquon sitting there. But with that being said, I'm going to end this video on a high note. This your boy Isaiah. Back on Bucko's Locker. Fire those cannons. And siege the day. I'm out. Peace.